a miracle. You type a question and an answer appears, fast, fluent, often brilliant. For a moment, it feels like the future arrived quietly and decided to be helpful. Then you close the tab, and the next day, you open it again, and you realize something that's hard to unsee once you notice it. Most AI is still just a moment, a spark, a single interaction that doesn't quite carry forward into the lived reality of how work actually happens. Want to be the winner of the AI age and a first mover? Transform your skills with real AI knowledge today in our AI labs. We go way beyond what I can cover in a 10-minute video. Specific frameworks, detailed training programs, and step-by-step systems for building a career in the AI economy. The AI revolution is creating the biggest job market transformation in history. The question isn't whether this will happen, it's already happening. Will you be positioned to benefit from it? Inside the labs, learn the exact systems my team and I are implementing right now that are delivering massive results for real businesses, including our own marketing at First Movers. Start your journey by walking through a customized pathway powered by AI. For a fraction of the price of what this level of coaching and live training should go for, I'm giving it all to you. Join us inside and learn more about the labs at firstmovers.ai/labs. What I'm about to show you isn't hype. It's the quiet revolution happening right now that separates companies building the future from those still treating AI like a fancy search bar, because real work isn't one question. It's not even 10 questions. Real work is a thread you pull on over days and weeks. It's the follow-up that happens when you're busy. It's the reminder you meant to send. It's the pattern that becomes obvious only after you've seen it 10 times. It's the small decisions that only make sense when you remember what happened last month and the month before that and why you chose what you chose. You ask ChatGPT something brilliant today, tomorrow you ask it again, and it has zero memory of yesterday's conversation, zero context, zero continuity. That's the gap between AI assistance and AI agency. And Deep Agent just closed that gap with 2 features that sound boring but are actually revolutionary: scheduled tasks and what users are calling infinite memory. Not infinite in the magical sense, infinite in the way a capable teammate feels infinite, because they don't reset to 0 every time you speak. They keep continuity, they carry context, they remember what matters, and they keep moving. And once an agent can do that, once it can reliably show up again later and bring its accumulated understanding with it, the center of gravity shifts. You stop thinking of AI as a search bar with charisma. You start thinking of it as something closer to an operator, an entity that can run loops, maintain commitments, and compound competence over time. That compounding is where this story gets interesting. Not because it's flashy, but because it's foundational. Let me show you what I mean. Start with something mundane that reveals everything. Everyone knows what should happen with invoice follow-ups. An invoice goes out, a due date passes, a reminder is sent, a conversation is tracked, and the payment arrives. Nothing about this is intellectually hard, but it's also exactly the kind of task that falls apart in reality, because the burden isn't intelligence, it's persistence. It's remembering that this specific customer prefers a gentle nudge instead of a formal demand. It's noticing that last time they paid late, there was a reason and a promise. It's tracking whether your last message was delivered, whether it was acknowledged, whether it should be escalated, whether it should wait. When you put scheduled tasks into the hands of an agent with memory, that entire domain changes. The agent doesn't need to be reminded to remember. It doesn't need a manager to ask, did we follow up? It simply wakes up on schedule, checks what's due, checks what's been said before, and continues the thread as if it never left the room. In other words, it behaves like a responsible adult. And that sounds almost too basic to celebrate until you realize how much of the economy is powered by exactly that kind of reliability. Now widen the lens to sales outreach.